Okay, so starting now?
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. So this is an interview that I suggested to Aleph. I'm Hyikal, for full disclosure. This is Aleph D, and we're discussing the situation with black or white. Today is Thursday, the 17th of July, 2025. You can start at any point in the story you want to retell. I'm giving you the floor.
Okay, let me start with my initial post. Блять. I'm going to swear a lot
Oh, bless you.
because, well, again,
It's
I'm
okay.
very angry. I'm very angry. I'm so frustrated with how the situation is going. I just want to be left alone. I just want to, actually start living normally and not deal with this shit. It started with our stream, like, local fraud now has zero proof that she didn't raise. Like, it was meant to reference that, well, I did some work on my project off screen while I was in my vacation. And so, to just smoke. And initially, I wanted to talk about like how my vacation went, etc., etc. Hell, I didn't really want to bring up Gore or like forbidden fruit or whatever. I wanted to drop that topic, but then like some cohort, because I do think that this is a cohort of black or white, started like us made a very dumb comments, and they also bashed Toby Fox for zero fucking reason. And so I decided out of spite to, play the fucking floor and, to disprove the comments. And then Black or White, who was watching the stream, appeared on Hykal's channel on the announcement page of Get Ozo. And like, initially we both thought that this person was a rando. Again, I didn't look at the post. So I assumed that this was the same guy. So, I just, and, Haikal told me that this person told them to kill themselves. And I just like, oh, typical Russian stuff. And technically, it is typical Russian stuff. They, telling someone to off themselves or, in general death threats to be that serious. And like, some of the context I will like bring up some cultural context because Black or White is a Lancet individual, but like in the eyes of Russia, she is just being angry or whatever. So that's why.
Yeah, I understand that.
That's why I tolerated her for 7 fucking years. I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
So like we proceed with the stream, etc., etc. So I look up at the comments on Hykel, and then I immediately recognized Black or White. I immediately told them that's the person who not only sent me to the Gore spiral, because for context, initially Black or White returned to my channel out of nowhere, and before that, she actually blocked me. She actually blocked me for no reason. She just, oh, please understand this, whatever, whatever. And I just like, whatever, no, I'm willing to just, let's go or whatever. So she appeared like out of nowhere and started proposing like this whole fangame shit. And one of those proposed fangames, because, well, I do have a dislike for fangames for personal reasons, for very pedantic stuff. So you please don't pay attention to that. And so out of those proposed games was the Forbidden Fucking Fruit, and I was like, wait, isn't that like creator traced a lot of shit and sent death threats to Popfan? And so I pointed that out, and she immediately got defensive, like, "Ooh, like they just gang up on him. Like it's a matter of what game games are good and bad, and one of those distractors was a
Mm-hmm,
trans.
mm-hmm.
And that's like another thing.
Yeah.
Black or White, like, is a proud transphobe, literally.
Yeah, I did know this. Yeah. If I could just interject for a second to like just have
Yeah.
the interview a lot more easier for people to listen to, can you tell us how you first met Black or White? Like how you guys started talking in the very, very beginning. You have like a chronological retelling of everything.
Oh, we met like when I was in 8th grade, and I created like a wiki account, to just follow the fandom stuff. And well, I wasn't
Uh-huh.
really known. I was just some random dude. I just had like a little profile picture with pixel art that I made myself, and then she sent a friend request, and I was like, okay. And so,
I see. And
like, mhm.
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, no,
Finish
you
your
go, you go.
thought. I was going to ask, and you were how old at the time? Because I'm not sure if grades are the same in your country and mine.
Let me check, because again, my memory is a bit fuzzy. Again, it was like 7 years, and everything just melts together, and it doesn't help that I, in general, have a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
bad memory. Like, I was like 13 when I first met her. And back
13.
then, like, I put my age as 18 to just, have more access to more stuff because, well, a lot of shit like blog behind your wiki account being 18 and, so forth and so forth. I was like a dumb teenager, so. And so, fuck, I don't really remember. Like, we mingled a lot, like, all she recognized that I was an artist, like a fledgling artist. I was like putting my out outside. And along the lines, I think I told her that I was actually a minor, and she was like, okay. And well, back in the day, we were like both, I like males. So I thought that
Ah,
was a dude.
so she was under the impression, yeah, she was under the impression you were a man or a boy, more
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah. For the longest time, she thought I was a boy until I
Mm,
like
and
wanted. Oh, okay, wanted to create a Christmas special, Padaru, Padaru. And so I like told her
yeah,
that I
yeah.
was a female.
I see. Do you remember her reaction to when you like told her you were a minor?
I don't remember. I just think like she was like okay, and that's it. I don't know.
I see, I see. Um, did you tell her that before or after? Because you mentioned in your testimony, the public one, that you had been drawing NSFW. It's not, or I want to clarify on that. Did you mean like NSFW as in uh, explicit art, or just like lewd art, like just, they have big titties and that's like scandalous? Or was it like straight up no clothes?
It's a mix of
If
both,
you
but
do
more
remember.
leaning towards just lewd stuff. I didn't like drew like sex. It's just naked
Yeah, I
clothes, and even
understand.
then it's like no nipples or pussies or whatever.
And did you share this kind of artwork with her before you tell her her age, or like after?
I think after, because well, I was like already hitting like my 9th grade, and I was like was under stress, so I was making this out as a quote unquote stress response. So I think she knew
Mm-hmm.
about it.
Yeah. If I can get this straight, what you're saying is you drew this kind of lewd artwork as a response to your stress because of school,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
shared this kind of artwork with her.
yeah.
I understand this is probably a rough topic for you, so you can take as much time as you need on this. I want to understand more the thing that happened in relation to the party. If you can tell me the story about that. Of course, like if you are uncomfortable, we can skip or when they, like skip over it because it is important to exposing how inappropriate she is. But you can take as much time as you need and you can use any language you want to describe it because I know it's a stressful topic. So if you can tell me that, I would appreciate it.
So, when I was attending my university party, okay. So I think because, well, another thing that also muddies my quote unquote credibility is that, I was exiting and entering VK from time to time because, well, mental issues, etc., searching the platforms appropriate for me. Okay, so around 2022, I returned to VK and then, I was talking about how started university, just my general experiences. And so at one of those
Mm-hmm.
days, I was sending her pictures of the party, and I think like that color picture was like the only picture because I thought that site was
I see.
very amusing. That there was like a fuck ton of color here because well we are in Russia and that
Mm-hmm.
stuff is kind of difficult to get nowadays. Mm.
Yeah, I understand. Um, can you tell me how old you were? You said you're starting university, so I would say like 19.
No, we start university at around 17, 18.
Ah, so it's more like college for the Western viewers.
Yeah, it's more like college.
I see. So, I know this is probably personal information, but this will help me in context. Your birthday, like, would it become before September or after September?
After September at 2nd of October.
Okay, so your estimate would be at like how old you were at that time would be 17,
Yeah, I was
since your 18th
17 at the
birthday would
time.
come in October that year.
Yeah. So I was thinking about how I got lost here because, well, I was very confused as to where to go. I got pretty much ditched. So, and at some point,
Mm-hmm.
you know, without any pretense, like literally out of the blue, she just talked about fantasizing about, raping me, like, oh, poor Al, alone in the dark, and I just come up to him because, well, before she thought that I was a man, and stroke his dick or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, or just explicitly
Uh,
says that she is going to rape me.
yeah, I'm sorry about that. You said she did it unprompted. Was it like, did it like shock you in the moment? Or were you used to these kind of comments from her? Because you said she was a very explicit person.
Yeah, it did disgust me, but like like you said, like I did get used to her language. I did get used to her sending in a lot of inappropriate stuff in my DMs, and I would just reply, no, I would not do that, or just plainly ghost her when she did that, left her on red. And again, to her
Mm.
very tiny ass mind, she thinks that those are jokes.
Yeah, I did read her response and she claimed it was a joke, but yeah. I mean, it's a very strange kind of humor, and also, where's the joke?
There was zero humor. This is just dark fantasy that I do not reciprocate or didn't
Yeah.
even fucking ask for.
So, did she try doing that kind of dark fantasy, so to say, with you again, or was it just a one-time thing?
I think she sent like a, an image of a girl character, and I do mean girl. She looked quite young, like all tied up and like either naked or semi-naked, and she also expressed like, "Oh, this is like you," and I said no.
So she would send you inappropriate images and would associate you directly with those images, like saying, this is you, or this is us, or something like that?
Yeah, sort of like that, and she also like constantly bringing up like mating press.
Yeah, for those who don't understand the context, a mating press is a sexual position. So commenting that kind of thing is very weird, especially on a creator. And you said she mentioned that a lot?
Yeah, she mentions that constantly.
In what context, if you remember? Like, was it a context of it's her favorite thing, or was it a context of I want to do this to you?
In the context, I wanna do this to you.
I want to ask about her proclivities towards underage characters and lolly and stuff like that. Were you exposed to that?
I think I did. Like, she did send like more of a in line of mature woman, but she was an open lolicon.
Mm-hmm.
She did like go into my DMs and complain about her being given time out of her band for using lolly, and I was just you do you, you do you. I've cut out a large portion of the interview as it strayed away from the main point, but within it was the reason why I didn't speak up way earlier, so I'll add it post-mortem. There were three reasons why I didn't speak up about it. One, back then we were still amicable enough, and I didn't want to incur her wrath given that I already saw how toxic she can become. Two, if I had a breakout with her, I wouldn't have received due to hacking and sense of time. And three, we were already been cut off from her blocking me for unknown reason, so I had no reason to bring up past events. On third instance, we had reconnected after my previous account was frozen, and during our recollection, after me showcasing the fan art I received, she unpromptedly expressed the desire to rape me, or well, Dizzy once again. This debunks her claim in her rapid responses that she did stop with her gooning after I established the rule of no expressing sexual assault desires to me or Dizzy, which, fun fact, appeared largely because of her. So yeah, that's the crux of me not reporting her behavior earlier, besides naive me thinking that being a sexpest is a personality quirk. But as you're seeing this video now, I had a breaking point.
You feel more emboldened to speak out against her because of her like trying to harass me with like, oh, kill yourself.
Yeah, basically, like the reason why I made this post is because, well, she started harassing you out of nowhere. Like, I get like
Mm-hmm.
her having grievances with me because, again, I do not support Gorenshi. I do not support what the fuck he did. Like, again, like, I did hear like a lot of shit also about Popfan. Like, Popfan was also kind of in the wrong. But, like, I do draw a line at like sending people death threats and being xenophobic little fucking bastards, so. But like that's another thing, like
Yeah.
going after other people and just bringing whatever the shit they talked here when you like not even invited to, like like Jesus.
And I was not like the only person target sins and errhed got,
You-
the unwanted.
Yeah, that's also another thing that really pissed me off because again, I didn't want her to be harassed because, well, I did know that she was like, mentally unwell. She did even say that to me that, the reason why she's so fucking negative all the time is because, well, a lot of stress going from the thingy that we have now. So I did try to end things
Mm-hmm.
amicably, even in spite of exposing her as a predator and a shitty person to me. But like again, knowing
Mm-hmm.
that she targeted you, errhed, Science, and now Exusia just makes my blood boil. But yeah,
It,
and this is like
it's okay.
another thing. Like, okay, calling yourself a lolicon, again, to me, I don't fucking care. I genuinely don't fucking care. But I do draw, like, she says children explicitly. Like, what the fuck? Fuck it, cut off. Oh, fuck.
It's yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I was just talking about like the 15-year-old
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
talked
I
to
was
inappropriate like,
surprised.
oh hi Para, you're so cute.
I
Yeah.
was fucking surprised that this happened, even. Like, what the fuck?
Mm.
And I know she might think
She's
that
not very
calling someone
subtle about
cute
it.
is like, it's just a compliment. But like, in the context when you are exposed as a fucking predator and now you're hitting on a fucking 15-year-old, like explicitly said to be a 15-year-old, it just, it so enrages me. And the fact that she has cohorts spying on me is just, a cherry on cake. Like,
I've decided to cut out the last parts, mostly because it's me expressing my grievances towards everything. So yeah, that's the interview. Unfortunately, I'll still go on a hiatus. Even though I have mentally recovered to finally post this pile of garbage, I'm still, still healing. So, I've had my last words towards Black or White and her cronies, but after everything, I don't think they deserve it. So, yeah, I guess this is a goodbye for a very long time. So, if you had watched this till the end, well, first of all, thank you, and second of all, well, goodbye. I really want to end this. Fuck.